Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm collaborating with Kristin VanValkenburgh. We each made a journal and then we switched, and I'm going to be creating on one of her pages and she's going to be creating on one of my pages. And right here I'm showing a couple of the pages that are in Kristin's book. And the one that I chose for my project is this one right here, the first page. I'm going to be doing like a grid with colored shapes and sections, and I thought this was perfect with a little envelope and the gold washi tape, and it's in a very graphic style, so I thought it would work perfect with my grid artwork I've been doing lately. I initially was going to do like more of a color block style, which also would have worked on this page, but when I saw this gold washi tape, I knew right away what I was going to do. And I love that little envelope that she made in the corner. It's just so cute and amazing and fits perfectly. So right now I am just marking out a few of the lines with pen over the gold washi tape so you could see it better, but on the bottom I used pencil, which I usually use. I usually do it a little bit lighter though when I'm working for myself, but I did it a little bit darker so you can see. And this is pretty much how I begin my grid work. I love odd shaped grids. I don't want anything perfect. I want, not all squares or rectangles. I want all different shapes. So I just lightly, use my pencil and set up the format for it. But I don't always follow that. You'll see, as I go along, I can change that anytime I want. I'm going to start with my Faber-Castell watercolor pencils. And I just start randomly choosing any color I like. These are water soluble, so I'll just go in and color up a little block of color, and then I'll go over it with some water. And you don't have to start with these. You could start with anything you like. When I'm doing these, I use every supply I have. I use my craft paints, my golden paints, my watercolor, my Caran-d'Ache crayons, my water-soluble pencils, my gel pens, my Posca pens, ink, so everything. And the reason I do that is because I like the different textures. For instance, I love using the Bombay ink and then next to it using the cheapo craft paint, which has a very matte, chalky look. And I love the way that looks next to the smooth, silky appearance of the ink. So now I'm going in with just cheapo 50-cent craft paint. I think it's Americana or Deco Art, either one. And don't underestimate these craft paints. I love them. I use them in everything. So I know it's funny that an artist maybe would use craft paint, but I love it. And I have never seen any craft paint on any piece I've ever done fade. So don't underestimate craft paints. So that's why I use all the different medias. I also love when I use the watercolor pencils and then you blend them and it gets the, opaque, transparent look. So I love that. And then next to that, I might use a very bright liquid golden, or golden fluid, I should say. So right now I'm using the Bombay ink next to the watercolor pencil. And yes, someone asked me why I use all those supplies, and that's why. I love the different textures and finishes that each one has next to each other. And for this in particular piece, the gold washi tape is just the best. It's the best, and I love it. And as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted to create on this, because the effect of the shiny gold textured washi tape next to these colors, plus the geometric designs, just looks fabulous. So yeah, I don't use every bright color. That's another reason I like to use the different supplies. The Faber-Castell watercolor pencils are not that bright. They're definitely saturated, but I love to use the fluid acrylic next to that because it just makes it stand out all the more, as well as making the matte color of the craft paint stand out well. So, and this, you can use every supply there is on any piece of work. For this particular style, doing grid work or color block, it's perfect because you really see the different shapes and the different textures. But I know mixed media is the whole array of using different supplies, but I really want to think of a new name for it and call it like many media or something, because I'm using literally about 8 to 10 different things here, plus Sharpie pen, plus my Posca pen. I forgot about them. I'm using them too, which are also very chalky and opaque. So I love to do most of my work that I ever create. I love to have color and black and white. I love it, and graphically I think it looks great. So right now I'm just using some of my acrylic. It's watered down, so that's why it's going on so smooth. It's acrylic paint, watered down, maybe a fifth. I put about a fifth of water to 4 parts, and it just gives it a nice consistency, and I don't feel like the water hurts it at all or diminishes the quality. So I like spurts of black or white or black and white together throughout my color. And again, this page is perfect because it also has the gold, which I think you've started something with me, Kristin, because I just bought some gold leaf, and I really love the effect of the color, the black and white, and the gold all together. So I think I'm going to integrate that into the next piece I do. Plus, you can't really see in the video, mostly because my light is bad today. It's very gray out, and I'm trying to get the best light, but the shimmer of the gold next to the colors just makes them all the more brighter. So I really love this. So how I go about it is I just choose any colors I want. There's no pattern I go through or any kind of style or why I choose a color. I just choose the colors the way I like to use them next to each other. And then throughout, I like to put the black and white. So I may do some dots or some lines or some blocks or some checkerboard. And I like to have that throughout the color. And again, you can choose where to put that. I like to have it somewhat evenly spaced, or balanced, I should say, not evenly spaced. But, if I have some black in the top left corner, I want to have some, at least on the bottom near the right. So I just like to have the balance, and I feel like the black really balances out the colors. Sometimes I have less black and white, and sometimes I have more. So it just depends on the piece. This is rather a smaller piece for me. The smallest I usually create on is a 9 by 12. This is a 9 by 6, which is great, but I may use less black in this because it's smaller. And sometimes I make my grids bigger. I made the shapes in this rather small. So, all right, if you notice there where the blue bled into the pink, I'm leaving that. I could blot it up with a napkin and then go over the pink again, but I'm not, because this is all about like just going as it is, not to go back and fix it or anything. Plus, at the end, when they blend into each other, it's a cool effect that you could never plan. So I'm just leaving that. It didn't really happen too much on this piece, but it happened there, and I'm going to leave it. Now I'm using a Posca pen. Again, I'm getting that matte effect next to the bright pink and next to the black. And again, I'm using the Posca. And, you could also limit yourself. You don't have to use every color. You could use 3 colors, 2. You could even use 1 color and use all different shades or all different supplies. For instance, if you chose blue, you could do this all with blue from every supply: watercolor, colored pencil, Posca pen, craft paint, golden. And that would be beautiful too. And maybe just add a touch of black and white here and there, or silver and black with shades of blue. That would be beautiful. That's actually something else I may try. My new favorite color, of course, is fuchsia pink, but my new favorite is this orange. What is it called? It's called, Fluorescent Orange by Golden Fluid, and I love it. And I think it's in every piece I've made in the last couple weeks. I just love it, and it's so bright, and it just adds such a great element to, all the other colors. And of course, you don't have to use such bright colors. This is just how I like it. But And then I'll look it over, and sometimes I'll want to add a little bit more stuff, and sometimes I just like it as it is. Now, just to balance out that bright orange, I'm going to do a little stripe of orange across the top. And I could fill in that whole piece of washi tape, but I really want that gold to show through, so I'm not going to cover up that whole piece. I'm just going to do a little stripe at the top in orange. And I'm done. I really like it just as it is. I love the little envelope. I love the gold. I love the colors, the many medias. And I just hope you enjoyed my video. And try it out. Bye.